And here we go. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, Joacim. How are you?
Pretty good, thank you.
Hope you're feeling better.
Yes, yes, I had, this cold I got was really bad. I had barely no voice.
So glad to be talking to you. Uh, it was impossible for me not to view Avenge the Fallen as a direct result of the pandemic. Could you tell me how this context influenced the writing of the album?
I mean, this album was, I would say, the pandemic album. That was Hammer of Dawn. That album was written during the pandemic, was recorded during the pandemic, and also we wanted to tour right after the pandemic, and that fucked everything up because we were supposed to do this tour with Halloween for 6 weeks, but no one was ready for a tour like that. So it just got canceled and rebooked and spread out over, I think, 60 months. So this album, Avenge the Fallen, mainly was written during this tour, during the tour for Hammer of Dawn. Uh, of course, some of the songs. I mean, writing music now for Hammerfall is kind of a constant process. We are not sitting down for 6 months to write songs for a new album. No, whenever creativity hits you, we are ready to just start to record all these ideas, and that is how Oscar works nowadays. I know he can come off stage. When we played in Los Angeles, for instance, with Halloween, he came off stage, took a shower, went directly to the tour bus and put up his little recording system and his travel guitar because he had some ideas. So meanwhile, we were partying our asses off in the backstage. He was working on the tour bus because he got some ideas he needed to record. So that, I think, with this album is a lot of songs have the energy and the joy of being on tour inside of the compositions. There are also songs on this album that kind of were born. The idea of a song like Hope Springs Eternal were born already 15 years ago, but it was not ready, to record. It was not ready to be a song until now, because Oscar said, you know what, I think I have something here. Can you listen to it and see if you can do something with it? He sent it over. I listened to it like 2 times, and then I pressed record, and I had an idea. And what I sang the very first time, most of that is on the album. It's on that song already. So it's kind of funny how things works. Some songs you work for months, for years. Other songs you work with for 6 hours, and you're done. Like, wow, because then the song talks to you, and you understand the song. You understand what's best for the song, what you have to add there. So yeah, and the I think the whole process of this album, of the songwriting, was really tough this time, because this is album number 13. We have already written like over 120 songs together, me and Oscar. And where do you go from there? So it's really hard to, I would say it's very easy to write 10 songs that are good, but good is not good enough.
Starting from the title, Avenge the Fallen seemed to me like a concept album. Is there a concept that ties all the songs together?
It is it's not a concept album per se, but it's a concept within my thought pattern about the lyrics. That everything is concerning the word freedom. So this album has a freedom aspect about the right to live the life that you want to live and be the person that you want to be. So this album might need some contemplation, and it might raise some existential questions to the listener if they're open to it. So I really advise everyone, when you listen to the album, try and find the lyrics so you can follow along and really understand, because I think this can really be something positive for the listener. And there's also a second word, and that word is hope. So this album is all about freedom and about hope.
So let's dive into the lyrics now, right? The album starts with Avenge the Fallen and ends with Time Immemorial, two tracks that reference the past. What kind of message do you want to convey by placing the songs at the album's extremities?
I think the music is more important than the lyrical themes when you place the songs on an album, because you really want to start with a bang and you want to end with something that leaves the listener wanting more. And Time Immemorial, in my opinion, is kind of, it's a different song, but it's still Hammerfall, and this kind of this intriguing melody for the chorus is just like a fantastic ending. But you want to have some, you want to have more, and maybe then you go back and listen from the top. Avenge the Fallen starts with a line that says, "What is the worst? Be the one who died or be the one who survived?" And if people think about that for a little while, that's some heavy shit, because is it better to be the very last person alive, or is it better actually to go with your friends? And so this is kind of a very, like I said, it has this aspect of what should I call it? I can't find the word here. The existential thing, and that song is very, if you think about it, but as long as you have a voice, if you're the last person alive of your breed, I mean, you have two options. Either you live your life and you do the best out of it and you make a difference, or you just give up, you surrender, and at the end of the day, you probably go kill yourself, because being alone, when you have no one to call, you have no friends left, that's tough. That's really, really tough.
You kind of anticipated my next question, which was about that line specifically. What is worse, be the one who died or be the one who survived? Did you experience this survivor's guilt during the pandemic?
No, but I have seen people around me going through some really, really hard shit. And this happened over 10 years ago now. It was a car accident. It was 4 girls in the car. Everyone in the car died in the crash except for the driver. So she was the one who survived. But she couldn't take it, because she thought she was the reason that all her friends died. So she decided to commit suicide. So just because you survive, it's not a blessing sometimes. It can always also be a curse. So that's why this line is so important, that you really need to think about it. I have another friend. He's 75 years old now. And he said, I really want to call my friends sometimes and ask for advice, but no one is alive anymore. I have no one to call. There's also some tough shit,
There's also a line, my kind won't go down without a fight. Here you seem to acknowledge that the importance of community. What would you say you learned from the past couple years in terms like this?
I mean that as long as you're alive, as long as you have a voice, you should make yourself heard. If you're the last person left, make a difference. Do good things to people. I mean, life is too short for drama. I learned that in the past couple of years. You know what? Why go around being miserable? Help people. Be kind to people. A smile doesn't cost anything. If you smile to a person and say hello, and you smile, that can mean so much to them. So I would say that is what I learned in the past couple of years.
Do you think humanity as a whole learned something like that?
Unfortunately, no. Absolutely not. Because it's all about greed, and it's all about making everything good for yourself first. It's always me first. And that is not okay. That is not okay at all.
In a world marked by uncertainties, what is the role of perseverance and determination in achieving goals, as suggested by the title "The End Justifies"?
I mean, if a goal is morally important enough, moral, we have to keep that in mind. If it's morally important enough, any method of getting it is acceptable, I would say. But if you have to step on people, if you have to hurt people on your way to achieve your goals, then it's morally incorrect. Then you shouldn't do it. So, and for Hammerfall, this song is about the band's journey and the strong bonds we have to our fans, that they will have our backs and we will have their backs always. That's just the way it is. And I think Hammerfall we had a clear vision, a clear goal from day one, where we want to take the band. And we have kept the eye on the prize the whole time, not bending for anyone, telling us, why do you play this form of music? You should play this. So why don't you play grunge? Because we play the music that we want to play. As simple as that. And sometimes you have to not fist fight, but you have to take some verbal fights about it. Because you play uncool music. But hey, we're still here. So someone likes it.
The songs "Freedom" and "Rise of Evil" seem to talk about restriction and increased tensions of the world. What reflections do these songs bring about these concepts of freedom and evil?
If you go first for freedom, it's like true freedom is being you without anyone's permission. It's kind of like, have we not learned anything from the past? Because it's a quote from the song now. What is this? The future or repeated past? Faith instead of reason, it will never last. It's kind of, in the year 2024, shouldn't we rely on science before faith? I mean, faith is just faith. It's nothing, there's no proof about, because religion fucks up so many things. I have no problem with people being religious and they have something that they believe in, but faith cannot be the guiding star in your life. We have to follow reason. We have to go with science at all times. And that is what, freedom means to me. The Rise of Evil, that song is actually, if you look at the album artwork, I would say that Rise of Evil represents the artwork more than the title track. Because the song is about, we take inspiration from heaven and we take some inspiration from hell. You need to have dualities in life, because if there's a heaven, it has to be hell. If there's light, you need to have dark. It's all about dualities. And you should take inspiration from wherever you want, but always follow your heart when making the final decision. So that is up to you. So Hector smashes the chains holding him down from both sides, from heaven and hell, because he wants to, it symbolizes that Hector is, it symbolizes Hector's ability to go his own way, to make his own decisions in life. And I think that that's something we should all do, like listen to people, take inspiration from what people say and what people do, but at the end of the day, listen to your heart and make the decision.
Speaking of listening to the heart and making their own decisions, is Burn It Down a channel to express feelings such as anger and frustration kind of cathartically?
Oh, can you please repeat that? I didn't really understand what you meant.
I'd like to know if Burn It Down was written as meant to be a channel to express feelings of anger and frustration.
No, Burn It Down is a very powerful song, and I mean, we always try to write songs that are diverse from each other. That a full album needs to have a certain type of songs to become full. If it would take away one song from this album, the album would not be complete. It's like a puzzle. It's like a brick wall. You take away one brick and it will not be, steady. So, of course, this is it's really hard to describe, because it's sometimes the album speaks for itself. If you break things down, okay, this song, what's this about? This song, everything is they're linking into each other. If you understand what I mean, what I mean, and the aggression in Burn It Down, I would say that the word freedom is there as well, and like true freedom is always worth defending. And this is like, yeah, and maybe the end justifies the means also in this song. But sometimes you really need to go in with a blast. You need to really be aggressive in order to defend something that you truly believe in, and that is the freedom. If someone wants to take that away from you, you need to defend it.
Hail to the King and Hero to All seem to pay tribute to heroes and figures of leadership. Who are those heroes for you?
That would be, to me, it would be anyone that stands up and fighting for, his own beliefs and fighting for others. Hero to, no, let's see, I need to pull that up here. Hail to the King, that's a song of hope. That hope is reborn when all else is forlorn. It's kind of, no matter how dark the night may be, the sun will always rise and wipe the darkness away. So hail to the King is that there's always Hector in this matter, our mascot, our guy on the artwork. He is that person, I would say. And everything is circling around him, more or less.
What is the importance of having strong leaders in challenging times like the ones we believe in through?
You need to have strong leaders that are fighting for democracy, and nowadays we see the total opposite. And I think to unite people, you need to be strong, but you also need to be passionate. You need to have a big heart in order to get people together. You can't divide people. You can't really force them to kind of. You can't really. What we see nowadays is a lot of weird shit going on where you have like internal fights in different countries, and that's pretty bad. No, I think you should be a good leader. You should be a role model to your people and practice what you preach.
The words honor and valor are repeated throughout the song Hail to the King. Do you think these concepts became more and more important during the last couple of years?
Now, this is something that we have always been talking about in the music and lyrics of Hammerfall. You should try and live a noble life. You should be valiant. You should be like a role model, a positive person. We always try to deliver, even though if it's a song about a very tough subject, there's always something positive in there. It always has to be something positive. And a song by Hammerfall is like an onion. If you peel it, you take one layer off, it's something else underneath, and then you take another layer. So depending on how deep you want to get into the music, get into the songs, there's always a second layer. It's always a third layer. But it's up to you also to be open-minded when you listen, when you read the lyrics.
Even in difficult times, hope and the pursuit of dreams are essential. Do you think, how do Hope Springs Eternal and Capture the Dream translate this message of pursuing the dreams and keeping the hope alive?
We have to separate the song. We can't really, we can't bundle any song together with the other because it's so different. Hope Springs Eternal. This is, I think this raises a very important question about existence and our time on earth. Because if it were not for hope, the human heart would break. I mean, we are the only species that we need to have something to look forward to. If you take away hope from a human being, he will just break down. Because if there's nothing to hope for, there's nothing in this person's life. So the existential part in this song, and also the mantra we should never forget, is learn from yesterday, hope for tomorrow, but life is right here, right fucking now, period. People keep forgetting about it. If you mention it, yeah, these are simple words. Yeah, but still, you keep forgetting. So this mantra, we should never, ever forget, in my opinion. And capture the dream. We talked about this a little bit before, that always look inside yourself for the answers. You know best what is good for you. You know that if you want to do something, do it. Go out there, capture your dream, follow the beat of your own heart. Live your life like a champion, but pick your battles wisely. Because sometimes you run into problems and you can't really, pick not pick a fight, but you can't really battle for everything. Sometimes you need to compromise. So pick your battles wisely.
What would you say is the biggest lesson you want your fans to learn from listening to the album?
I think that they don't need to learn anything. Like I said, this is kind of a reminder that they should be open-minded and they should go out there and pursue their dreams. And if there's if you're not, there's one word. If people ask me sometimes, so how long will you do this? How long will you be the singer of Hammerfall? You know what? As long as it's fun. If it's not fun, I would actually do something else. And I think maybe if people listen to this album and they understand the freedom aspect and the hope aspect, and they find themselves in a very bad position in life, maybe they should actually just do something else. If you hate your job, find a new job. You're in a bad relationship, end the relationship, move on, get over it, move on. There is something out there for you. Just don't be satisfied with, a little. Always go for, something bigger. Maybe you will not, if you aim for the stars, if you end up on the moon, hey, you're halfway there. At least it's something.
What would you say is Hammerfall's secret to staying creative and relevant after 13 studio albums?
The joy of playing the music that we want to play and playing the music that we always play. Because this is heavy metal music to us, that's as close to the truth we can come. And having fun together. Like I said, if you're in a bad place, if you don't like this form of music, you can fake it. You cannot fake heavy metal. Either you have it or you don't.
Would you say you achieved everything you dreamed of in your musical career?
Absolutely not. Because in that case, it could only go down. There are always territories you want to play. There's always, venues you want to play. So no, absolutely not. I achieved a lot. Let's say if the career would be over tomorrow, I would be happy because I have experienced so many good things in my career. So hey, I couldn't ask for more, but I still have bigger dreams.
What is still missing?
What is still missing? I mean, the dream is still to do a world tour where wherever you go, you play venues that you can come in with your full production, that every fan, no matter where they live in the world, they will get the same show. That is my dream.
What do you enjoy doing when you're not playing or writing music?
Running. I'm running a lot. Exercising to stay in shape, to be able to perform better and be a better singer and performer. I drink a lot of wine, not as an alcoholic, but I'm actually a trained sommelier, so I'm a wine expert, at least on paper. So that is my interest, and watch TV and hang with friends. So like everyone else, I think.
Can you draw a parallel between running and singing in a metal band?
No, not at all. But I need the running to be able to sing and perform on the level where I am right now.
Hammerfall last visit to Brazil was at Summer Breeze in April. How was that experience?
It was fantastic. It was great to come back, because we have to remember that we toured with Halloween 2 years ago, and that tour was just crazy. And then we did 2 shows in Sao Paulo. Summer Breeze was fantastic. I mean, you have one of the most passionate crowds in the whole world in Brazil, and it's always so nice, and everyone is so welcoming when we come there. So yeah, it was amazing.
What is your best memory of Hammerfall's visit to Brazil?
I think the first time we came, because we decided to have vacation first. We flew in from Sweden, and we went to a little coastal town called Camboriú. Camboriú, yeah, and we spent 4 days walking the beaches and having fun and drinking caipirinhas, and so that's a great memory. So, but of course, the shows, every show we've done so far in Brazil has been fantastic.
The album is set to be released on August 9th. Will there be another single or music video released before then?
Not before, but on the day of the album, there might be something. There might be something.
Can you spoil anything?
No, I spoil it. There will probably be something, but not what it is. Okay. You'll see for yourself.
Do you have plans to tour on support of Avenge the Fallen?
Yeah, we will do this big European tour as a special guest for Powerwolf in Europe. And then we're looking into a headline run all over the world in 2025. So that will be the big year for Hammerfall, returning as a headliner worldwide.
Due to your excitement regarding the album, would it make sense to play it in its entirety, or would you say it's something impossible for Hammerfall to do?
It's impossible, because every album matters, and just to play through the whole, I don't think people would appreciate that. You need to present some, of course, play a couple of the songs, like 3-4 songs from the new album, but you also need to play the hits that the people want to hear and sing along with. You also need to play the songs that you want to play yourself on a personal matter. So I think a mix is always nice. I think that makes it more interesting. Playing the whole album, boring.
Joaquim, thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. And I hope you noticed that I did my homework and listened to the album, reading the lyrics.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Oh my God. You did a great job.
As for my last request, would you please put horns up for the print screen? Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Take care, man.
Thank you. Bye.